Hey y'all. So, a good way to know if you are spiritually playing around with time and stuff, like a good grounding, is how fast time goes by. Like, if you are doing something in your purpose and alignment and you're working on manifesting it actively, time is going to go like, I just came on here and I was like, I'm going to do a video today. I only got like a moment to slot one in. And so this is not going to be like a 45-minute one or anything, right? I don't think it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like 30, under 30. So I came to see when I did the last one, and it was last Friday. Another Friday is coming up tomorrow. So, first and foremost, this new schedule is working really well following the planetary energies for each day. Like it's been working wonderfully. But time started going by so fast that I didn't realize it had almost been a week. So I have a video that I am doing for you guys tomorrow. And hold on, let me get my little light on and wipe these off. So I have a great message I am doing for you guys tomorrow in alignment with, hold on, it's tomorrow. No, tomorrow is Friday. It's Friday the 14th. In alignment with the eclipse, Venus retrograde, and full moon that we have coming up all this Saturday, right? So y'all wouldn't know because I didn't do a video this week. But the theme for this week is, because y'all know I always pull from my little deck. Every video I've done this weekend has been mostly personals because I've been catching up on my backlog so I can get ready for what I have to reveal during Aries season. Is learn a new skill, just say yes. So every video I've done has been like, hey, you have been given, or you are about to be given the opportunity to level up into something that you want. If you are not ready for what you are manifesting, it's time to fill in the gap on that thing. So let's see. Okay, so I was during this time, last couple days, watching comedy because I had to refill my cup. I love to laugh. Now I realize I don't have to sit through full comedy specials. I can find like a particular joke or like a 15-minute segment of a layout for a joke on YouTube and just cackle, right? Outside of that, I started watching the Newlyweds, and this is going to be like the basis of the message today. So I was watching it today, and the Newlyweds is Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey back when they first got married, and they were like trying to figure it out because he's been in music and he's been famous for a while, and she's like just getting in there, and he's trying to be supportive, and they're having like a whole back and forth thing all the time, right? So as I'm watching him, I'm like, okay, although I am desperately trying to watch things that have nothing to do with my algorithm or what's going on with me, I just want some entertainment. I have yet to be able to conquer that since the spiritual awakening thing started. And I always like find a core thing, even if I don't know it at the moment. Later on, I'm able to look back and say, oh, that's what that was. So I sat with it for a second. I paused the show. And I was like, what am I watching this show for? Right. So in my mind, I see Curtis, like from Dreamgirls, right? I was like, oh, so like a husbander, right? Like, so I'm immediately, the first thing that happens is you start bringing up your shadow. Your mind starts going through how you feel about this. Hold on, because I'm watching these people's situation, laughing at them, arguing at each other about stupid stuff, about singing and hair and makeup and stuff, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know if my husband will be able to stay my husband. Like if I get a new one, if he has to manage me when it comes to hair and makeup. I hate sitting still. I don't like people in my face. I can't be there for hours. He would have to like wrangle me like a toddler for me to sit through hair and makeup, right? So as I am having this whole imaginary thing in my head, right, I start, my spidey senses start tingling. I was like, oh, there his ass go. Because it's like I can always sense, like being telepathically connected, I can always sense when there's an answer. Like sometimes it's a ring in my ear, and then sometimes it's just the knowing, like I got a response. Like anybody who's been in a long-term relationship knows when their person gets on their nerves because suddenly you just get this feeling like, so I'll get the feeling in my body before I hear the message. But he's like, and this is like what I heard. Uh, don't think of it as Aisha sitting through hair and makeup. You would not sell Aisha. You're not even trying to give Aisha away. You sort of want to keep yourself to yourself. But I am trying to help you understand yourself as a product. And I was like, what do you mean as a product? Because, I'm going to give him hell. That's what I'm here for, right? But he's like, if you don't want to sit through hair and makeup, how about you start working on a signature look, something that you can do to just polish yourself up so that when you have to do A, B, C, and D, you are in your best energy and feeling presentable. It is not going to make you a sellout if you shine up your diamond, if you like make yourself the best version of yourself. You can still maintain all the parts of you love, because there are things, of course, that you want to hold back for yourself. But if you're going out into this world and there's something you have to sell or something you have to talk about, this is about earning respect, because people see that you respect yourself enough to care for you before they give you any money or do anything. And I was like, so I went into the bathroom and I actually did start like working on some shit, which I went to sleep since then, right? But I was like, okay, so I get your point. And it was like a petty ass telepathic argument. But at the end, it was like, okay, all right, fine. And then it was like, yeah, okay, now you can stop boycott. Get your freaking eyebrows done. You need to do this, because hiding yourself from the world is not going to help you accomplish your goals. At the end of that whole, like, I'm like, damn. So this is why you need somebody who is a contrast to your personality. I have no earth. I have no grounding element in my chart. I have fire and air. What is that? Like, more fire, right? But respecting that somebody else could have something that helps me to achieve my goal outside of me knowing everything. It's a concept. But what is that now that I have to learn? A new skill. Just say yes. So, and I know this is like, but I washed my hair, right? I didn't put anything in it. I'm usually always doing stuff to myself, like just pulling me apart, trying to keep up with whatever, or at other times I'm just completely abandoning beauty. But acceptance, that's what I started feeling. Like, take you as you are. What would you do to just add a little glaze? Because in my mind, when you go to any donut shop, they have a million flavors, a million different ways you can go about stuff, right? But the glaze is classic. It's good as it is. It's just a little bit on top of the delicious donut anyway, that makes you recognize, like, yo, I see. And that's what I think is the look that I'm working on cultivating. Like, what is my just glaze? What does my glaze look? So that I can be in the energy I need to be in, despite the fact that I want to go out here like barefaced and just like, ah. That's not how it works in this world. And that's when I came to the message. And I wrote this one on my phone because I was like trying to go to sleep after I was mad about that. Like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm gonna do with a dude that's always right. Like, I can't deal. So cash in on your blessings was the message. I got that a lot of us are canceling our subscription to our own blessings because we won't do the thing that would allow us to cash in on them. Say, for instance, God's trying to offer you love, romance, and a relationship. And I just got out of a session where I had a client that was like, I didn't ask for love. And everybody around her has been like, hey, somebody's coming for you soon. And she's like, And the message they keep getting for her is, don't run him away when he comes around. And she's like, what does that mean? I'm not going to run him away. And I'm like, girl, also make sure that you make time and don't pretend like you're too busy once this guy comes around, because that counts as you sabotaging too. So it's a tricky thing to trick yourself out of your self-sabotages and the things that you have kept as mannerisms for so long to protect yourself. So if you're a person that has been in bad relationships and you realize, I am so much more peaceful single, when the time comes back around for you to get in a relationship, even if the world is offering you a lovely relationship on a platter, you're still going to be like, I remember the last time I gave up my freedom and it didn't turn out how I wanted to. But you could be canceling your blessing by underestimating your own worth. Do not go with your worth, your estimation of self, because you don't know, in most cases, your full soul story. You don't know what God knows about you. You don't know how much time and effort you put in other carnations, or how many soul points you have up in the bank that are about to be paid down to you. So say, for instance, you have a lot of soul points in the artist category. In this life, you haven't been an artist. But if you were to open up that gate and start doing the art that's been in the back of your mind the whole time, suddenly there's a funnel for that blessing to be cashed in for you. And all you had to do was to learn a new skill, which was to do something that, for some reason, this is what I'm getting off of here. For some reason, there's some blockage that made you feel like it was never worth it to develop this skill or to take this route or to do something. Learn a new skill. Just say yes. It's going to keep popping up in your face because it's like, do you want to redeem this prize? Do you want to redeem this prize? In order to redeem this prize, please turn in such and such, such and such. And you just need a confirmation, which is what I believe I'm doing today, that it's time to claim your prize. It's time to do the thing. What have you been ignoring or not actively moving towards? Now, it's Thursday, as I said, right? I do sessions every day except for Sunday, and sometimes I got to do them then. Every person that I have done a reading for under this learn a new skill energy has been like, damn, well, I guess I am supposed to be doing such and such. Or they'll give me a list of other things that they have to take care of. And I'm like, hey, those sound like the connections to the skills that you're supposed to be learning. You don't know from this perspective. You are in first person, free will. You are balls deep in the simulation, right? You can't see the whole game from above here. So while you're over here, and this is an example from one of my clients because she's great. She lets me talk about stuff. You could be over here like, hey, so I'm taking this Hispanic guy. There's a bit of a language barrier. So I'm going to start taking Spanish classes. And he's not so fond of American food. So I'm going to start like taking some cooking classes or getting some cookbooks for this. And I was like, hey, homegirl, those are things you wanted to do for yourself. But guess what? Those two skills right there could lead you into a completely different career for things that are coming up. You never know what source is preparing you for. The main thing she wants to do is to help with immigration and deportation and stuff like that. But she's like, oh, I'm looking through all this political stuff and I want to help and I don't know where to help. But what if you're being called to in the future provide food or home or education or anything like that, and you didn't have this language barrier or this food barrier taken care of ahead of time? That means when it came time to assist or to get this position, you would not have been prepared for your blessing. So if what you wanted was to come to you today, would you be ready for it? That's what you need to ask yourself every day. If my blessing, if my love, if my business, if my money was going to come today, would I be prepared to do what I need to do for that or to maintain it or to help it grow? If your answer is honestly a no, then every day when you ask yourself that question, you need to be able to say, nah, but I'm working on it. And every day be diligently working on it. Y'all see my little, oh, I can't point like that. My little board over there. Here's my goals, how many days I've been doing it properly, like what I'm focused on, right? Because eventually, when you ask yourself that question every day, one day that answer is going to be a yes. And I feel like when you say yes in your soul, not when you decide to say, okay, I'm finally ready, will it come in? But when you give God permission to take the wheel, Jesus, whoever you want to take the wheel, when you are in the energy of allowance, like, hey, so I'm going to start taking this path. I don't know where it's going to lead. I don't know what you have set up for me, but I know good things come through you. I will follow it. That's the energy that needs to be followed right now for this whole learn a new skill thing. So what is today's collective message? I'm going to go with the Akashic Tarot records. Y'all know I always got to talk y'all ear off with some sort of story time in the beginning, but there is never there's never a moment where whatever I'm talking about, wherever I'm watching, whatever I'm doing is not reflective of what I need to talk to you guys about. Like, I don't know who is signaling, what is reminding people, but I'm like, just go ahead and blab, girl, because it's the little details in what I'm saying that let me know if this is resonant for you. So the way that you know something is for you, because messages come from team dark side, team light side, and then there's just stuff in there to throw you off and test your discernment. Just all sorts of messages going through these telepathic wires and synchronicities, right? Any message that you see outside of yourself, if it's a synchronicity, it'll trigger what's already in your head. A thought you've already had, a dream you've already had, a feeling or something. It'll be a confirmation. You should never see anything outside yourself and be like, oh yeah, well, maybe that's for me. It should already hit on something that's in here. That's resonance. That's how you're matching in frequency. If you see it over and over again, that's something trying to get you a message and let you know this is for you, baby. So let's see. Whatever I'm saying here, like, because I could be talking to y'all about butterflies. Like, hey, I've been looking at butterflies tattoos or whatever regular, and you could have been seeing butterflies that whole week, and then you'll know, oh, that message is for me. Like me watching the show Newlyweds. That could have been a sign for somebody who's about to get married. You don't know you're about to get married. I was watching before this, Bridezilla, because that's hilarious. And then TLC is my weakness, the TLC channel, because whenever I feel like my life is bad or whenever I'm in a low vibrational place, because y'all need to know this, y'all need to know who y'all listening to, I go to the shade room comments. Number one, because I'm like, wow, I can feel miserable, but you are never as miserable as the people in the shade room comments, right? But then the TLC channels, whatever I'm going through in life is never as bad as those crazy situations. So, Bridezilla, but before that, it was I love a mama's boy. And once again, this is one of those things. That's not my issue in life. But watching it was so intriguing. I'm on the third season now. I don't know where we're going with this, but I'm like, dear God, you know what I can take and what I can't take. So, but that might have been a trigger or a message for somebody on the other side of this camera. Could be something that I'm supposed to know about down the line, whatever. All things are working simultaneously in process. You can get a message or something that resonates with you today, but it's meant for 5 years from now. You'll be able to look back 5 years from now like, oh my goodness, I remember seeing the signs about this. It is my belief that you already know your spouse. As a matter of fact, there is a song from your childhood that didn't make sense while you was out there like 8 years old singing this love song so hard. But there is a song that resonates with the vibration of the relationship, like the relationship, the one that you have for the long term, like your big love, right? That you hear at a young age. And it resonates when you finally find that person. That's a part of like those synchronicities. So time is not linear. You can get a message today, it pop up 3 years, 2 weeks, like that's the whole annoying divine time and patience thing. But just know if you're okay with trusting that you and God came up with a script together. Yes, some things were thrown in from past lives and messed up things that had to happen that you don't even remember from karma. But the overlying thing is at the end of your journey, you get to a peaceful part of life that will allow you to raise your vibration that you can come back home within. That is the promise that comes along with your faithfulness. That's how this is supposed to go. We'll all see by the end of this life, right? So what is the message that I am delivering for this collective today? I like to hear it though, y'all. I feel like it's the strangest feeling. It's like, and I'm not going to look at them, they're all face down. I am making myself look like a version of myself that I've looked in other lives that I can't remember, but I just, sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, almost there. But almost there for what, Aisha? My soul knows what I don't know. But when I pulled my hair back like this, I was like, we're getting somewhere. Something's happening. This is familiar. Not the glasses, though. There were no glasses. I'm like, there's something coming together. And I feel like once I do the eyebrows, I'm going to be like, she's in there. And this is just me like braiding back my hair. So it's clearly from a time period where we didn't have like hair products and all that stuff. And we just had to work with what we had. But a journey, guys, a journey. I think we're all trying to get back on the road to self. So the theme was, well, that's the bottom card. So lightning bolt fast out of nowhere. Contract, commitment, opportunity. out of nowhere. Comes fast. Like you have to make a fast decision. Are you going to take this or not? But wasn't that what I was just saying at the end? I love this, guys. This is amazing. If your manifestation or your opportunity connecting you to what you have been trying to pull together were to come to you today, would you be ready? If you're not, keep getting ready until the day when it comes, which will probably actually be before you thought it was going to come, just because you did the work and tried to get ready. You can get ready the rest of the way once the opportunity comes. You can get finished. Don't limit yourself is really what I'm saying, guys. All these other big words and explanations. What I really want to say is don't say what can't be done. We are in a testing era, but guess what the test is with the North Node and Pisces and the South Node and Virgo? South Node and Virgo, are you obedient? Are you willing to do what God wants you to do even when you don't know why? North Node and Pisces, are you willing to jump out on faith? This is a test of faith. This is a test of your belief system. And when it comes down to it, if you don't believe in yourself enough, do you believe in a higher power? Can you walk it like you talk it? So the other cards are, I was saying this could be for like as soon as you get ready for your manifestation, because the commitment can be a job. You could be signing a lease. You could be signing a work contract. You could be signing a marriage contract, right? This is just something. Once you sign up or once you get in alignment and you start thinking, all right, this is mine. I'm about to do it. It's about to be in your lap. Like, okay, well, shit. If I had known all I had to do was start, it would have happened. I would have started forever ago. That's the energy I'm feeling there. But this down here, something's already en route. Because look at this. Let me show y'all the cards. I'm going to just show y'all all at once. It went this way. It started over here and went to here. So it's summer, winter, fated meeting, the lookout, and then what's that say? Intricacies in industry. Bob the Builder just started playing in my head, probably because of this card. But technically, if you're learning a new skill, it's because you're building something, right? Or you're going to build something in the future. That's the goal. I feel like this lookout goes with the lightning bolt. Like, hey, make sure you keep your tunnel vision on what you are manifesting, because in order for that to manifest, this lightning bolt has to set ablaze everything else that you had going on for yourself. Like, the cost of your new life will be the one you had before. There's a line in The Princess and the Frog for this, but it's from a song. It's the Shadow Man song. I love him. Sorry, y'all. But it's like, you got what you wanted, but you lost what you had. Just as a rule of magic, but in general, in most cases, if you're not a hoarder, you're not a millionaire and all that stuff, just for us regular people, in order to get new things, you got to clear out some of that old stuff to make space. They don't go together. Your life, if you were a thrift store shopper, Goodwill shopper, living in a one-bedroom apartment, won't go with your four-bedroom house as an entrepreneur now that you shop at malls and stuff. Like, those things are not gonna, the lifestyles, the energy, the way you carry yourself is not gonna match up. So trade out all the habits and the parts of you that don't or cannot go with you where you're going. Those keys won't open the new doors. Those habits won't let you through. It's like, I'm picturing the airport security. And what I'm getting is some of the stuff that you have like in your pockets and your baggage, it won't make it through TSA. They're going to pull you to the side and say, hey, you about to miss this plane. You're going to have to wait till the next one, and they don't come off it. So this whole eclipse season and this little message here, the next message is going to be one for every sign. So you'll know directly, like, this is for you. Although I'm hoping that the little hints I gave y'all about recognizing when it's a sign for you helped out. But this one just is an overview. It's saying this is for collective, for what is going on with this whole eclipse thing, what energy is moving out and you're being weeded out or culled, separating the ones who want it from the ones who want it and are willing to go after it, because everybody wants it, right? But not everybody is willing to do the work or learn a new skill or just say yes to something that seems preposterous. I could tell somebody, hey, I'm looking at your chart. You are very charismatic. You have all these skills, A, B, C, and D. And they'll be like, yeah, I never realized people said that about me, but yeah, those are my skills. That's what I do. And then I say, hey, you're supposed to be doing the same thing, sort of kind of like what I'm doing. You're supposed to be online and you can make money doing that. And I can break down a whole business plan. Coming up with business plans is my thing. I love that. I will help you with the branding and everything. But I bust, right? But at the end of that, somebody will be like, oh, I don't know if I can do that on my own. I don't know if I'll be able to make money as an entrepreneur. Baby, if you don't burn your ass on YouTube and look at all these people that got 100,000, 200,000, I get 100 views per video, and I'm not lacking for anything in my life. Sure, there are other things I want, but it's just because I can see them. When I sit alone in my house and I don't look at this phone or think about anything outside of here, am I content? Am I grateful for what I have? Do I eat every day? Do I bathe every day? Do I wake up and say, what do I want to do with me? Yes, every day I am blessed. And that is the energy that you need to stay in as you're going forward. Even if you are not exactly where you want to be, know that you can one day, if you stay in the energy of knowing this is meant for me. This is what I'm going afterwards. There's nothing that can stop me. They might try to block me. They might try to knock me off. But as long as I am working and my connection is with this, I'm going where I said I was going. And that is exactly what this says to me. Start your trek. If you build it, they will come. What you plant, are you supposed to plant in the spring? I think so. I don't know. But that's what I got off the card. See, I don't even know. Like, you're supposed to plant in the spring and then reap that stuff up before winter comes. So, oh, that would be the message. Do what you do. You need to do. Spring is like, I don't know how many weeks spring's away, but Aries season, which is technically spring or the beginning of the year, starts in like 8 days, right after the eclipse, new moon and stuff, right? So it's saying do what you need to do, grind during the spring, and you will see the fruits of what you're supposed to get, whatever offer, whatever business, whatever thing that this new skill is leading you to before or around winter. There is somebody you're going to meet, somebody you're going to come across, something that is already scheduled. It's just like you need to make sure you are on the right train, that's on the right track to line up with that. Because a couple months can come from now. And if you're not at the vibration, clearing the wave is on the other end, right? You're not at the right vibration. It's like that movie Serendipity. You'll be at the right space where you were supposed to meet this person, but they'll be at the location that was supposed to be the one that y'all connected on, and you'll be like down the street. Like, it'll be there, but you'll miss it because y'all weren't on the same track. You gotta raise yourself into your divine essence, which is not how you are seen here by these muggles, by these humans, not how you're limited by these labels and categorizations and classes and all that stuff. Try looking at yourself through heaven's eyes, through God's eyes, as his child. How do you look at your child? How do you look at your children? How would you want your parents to look at you? That's how you need to view yourself through a different shade of glasses. You can't reach your potential and what you're meant to be if you can't see yourself clearly, if you can't even allow yourself to open that door. So this is a lesson we're doing together, because, oh my goodness, I can help people all day, but when it comes to like focusing the attention on me and having to like, but if somebody who couldn't even listen to my own voice back years ago or get on camera, can work up to me doing videos every week and talking to people on a regular basis, because it was really, really bad and shy and antisocial, and I still am, which is why y'all don't see me out of the house. I think anybody can do it. In the future, y'all might see me socialize. I might be out places talking to people, because I'm no longer going to put the limitations on what I can do based upon how I feel about it now. You could be talking yourself out of some good stuff. Like, hey, you could be talking yourself out of that last laugh. Y'all have a good day.